Okay, so for our given operand 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0, we found out what is the Booth recoded number. Booth recoded number was this 0 1 0 0 0 0 minus 1 0. Now we need to understand that when we are doing or trying to find out our partial products, when I multiply operand A with this particular bit, okay, it is actually going to get multiplied with a minus 1, which means whatever is the value of A will become minus A, and that is what I will have to write here. Okay, so which means I need to find out what is the value of minus A also. So by the way, what is the value of A? That is the same as operand A, which means I can simply use this same value. This is the value of A. We will keep it aside. Okay, this is just for our reference. Remember that the value of A is equal to minus 2. Why? Because the first digit is negative, and then we can use 2's complement to find out the actual value of the number. I need to find now the value of minus A, or the representation of minus A. Remember that representation of A and minus A, or even the answer that we will find out here, is always going to be 2's complement representation. Okay. So how do we find the value of minus A? Take the 2's complement of this number. We can take the 2's complement of this number by first flipping the number. So I will flip the number 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1, and I will add a 1 in the LSB position. So 1 plus 1 is going to give me a 2. 2 meaning a 1 and a 0. Okay, and then 1 plus 0 is going to give me a 0 and a 1. Okay, and then obviously the remaining are going to get added with a 0, so which means I will end up with zeros. So now I know that A, or the value of A, or the representation of A is this, and obviously its value is minus 2, and this is the representation of minus A, which means it is effectively the representation of positive 2, which is obvious. This is equal to a 2. 1 0 is equal to a 2. So now let's start the process of figuring out what are the partial products. Okay. So let's start this process. I have operand A multiplied with a 0. So my first partial product here is simply going to be 8 zeros. Okay. Then my next partial product here is this A multiplied by minus 1, which means it is actually equal to minus A. Now what is the value of minus A that I already computed here? Okay, this. Control C, I am just going to copy it here. Remember that you have to write it in the correct position. So you have to write it starting from this location, because currently we are multiplying A with this particular bit. So start your vector from here. Okay, now next, this multiplied by 0 is again going to lead to a 0. Okay, you can fill out 8 zeros if you wish to. Okay. Similarly, the multiplication of this item, this with this, is going to be a 0. This with this is going to be a 0. So I am just going to write, okay, zeros. Okay, now I come here. Here meaning operand A is multiplied with a 1, which means I have to write the value of A here. Okay, so I need to write the value of A. So I have written the value of A. Now we have to be careful here. This is the first time that we are using something called sign extension. Okay, what is the meaning of sign extension? It means that currently for this number, what is the last sign digit that you have? It is a 1. Now if I have to increase the size of this number, why I have to increase? Because I know that my final answer is always going to be 16 bits. So currently the way I have written this number, it is only landing up till this particular bit, 2 raised to 13th bit position. There are 2 more bits left. So if I want the number to be preserved, meaning the sign of this number to be preserved, which means that what is the sign of this number? Currently it is a negative number, it has a 1. So which means I have to sign extend it with the same value of the MSB. So I need to write a 1 and a 1 here. So this is important. This is basically sign extension. So what I have currently done is sign extension. So I am highlighting it so that you remember. Over here also, for example, we have to sign extend. But what is the sign or what is the MSB sign that you will have to extend? Obviously it is going to be all zeros. So I really don't need to consider them because they are simply zeros. They are not going to affect my summation process. Okay, that is why I did not sign extend all of these with a 0. But in real life, yes, these are also sign extended with all zeros, but I don't have to worry about them because their value is actually 0. But here I do have to worry about this vector because its signage or the sign bit is a 1. I have to extend it with ones. So be very careful whenever you are writing any vector here in the partial product. If the last bit is a 1, you have to sign extend till the end with a 1. So if you don't do this, you will get a wrong answer. So remember to sign extend your partial products. Okay. Now let's look at the last item here. Operand A multiplied with a 0 is going to give me a 0. Okay. Now how do you get your final answer here? Final answer is simply the summation of all these 8 partial products. Okay. Now in this scenario, how many valid partial products do you really see? For example, I see that only this partial product is non-zero and this partial product is non-zero. All the remaining ones are 0. Now if you think about that, if we had done the same process using this method where I did not change my operand B, okay, using Booth's recoding, in that case how many partial products would have been valid? In that case the partial products, total valid partial products would have been 5, because whenever you multiply operand A with this, it is going to lead to an actual number. So there would have been 5 non-zero partial products. But if you now look at the Booth recoded operand B, it only has 2 places where you have a 1 or a -1, hence leading to only 2 partial products which actually have a non-zero value. So which means all the 0 values you can neglect during the summation portion, and it makes your life slightly easier. It is going to improve the speed of your multiplier to some extent if you are doing the multiplication process iteratively. Okay. So now it is only a matter of adding this up. So 0, I don't have anything in this column, so the final summation is obviously a 0. Okay. I have 2 zeros, so obviously a 0. I have a 0 plus 1 plus 0, obviously it is a 1. I am not writing the carry because it is anyways a 0. Okay, then I will again have a 0 here. I will have a 0, 0, 0. Over here I have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0, effectively gives me a 1. I am not writing the carry because it is a 0. Similarly this will also lead to a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now is this final answer correct? Remember that the final answer is in which format? It is in sine 2's complement format. So if I multiply -2 with 62, it is going to give me an answer which is equal to -124, and this is the sine 2's complement representation, 16-bit sine 2's complement representation of -124. You can check that by using some online tool. For example, here I am saying -124. What is the conversion? So it is telling me it is 11111, 4 zeros, 100. Let's check our answer. I have 111111, 4 zeros, 1 2 3 4, 100, which means this is the representation. This is the actual representation of -124. So let me just do a quick revision of what we have done. You are given two operands A and B, both of them are in sine 2's complement notation. What you have to do is you have to convert operand B into the Booth's recoded version and write that then you start the multiplication process. But remember that during the multiplication or the partial product process, there might be a digit here which is a -1, which means on the side you should have the value of -a ready with you. For example, I know the value of a, which is my operand a, so I can take 2's complement and keep the representation of -a ready with me. So if I ever have to multiply with a -1, I am simply going to write here the value of -a. There is one more thing to remember, that anytime you are writing a partial product here, and if the last digit of that partial product, the MSB sign is 1, then remember to sign extend with a 2 ones or how many ever ones are required till you reach the end of the process. Okay, and then it is only a matter of summing all of these up so that you get the final answer. The final answer will also be in sin 2's complement notation. Okay, now just for your reference, I have shown that these columns that are present here are related to powers of 2, meaning this column is basically related to 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2 and so on. So the last column here is 2 raised to 15. Remember that you are multiplying two 8-bit numbers, hence your answer is going to be 8 plus 8, total 16 bits. Hence I am going from 0 all the way till 15, which means total number of bits in your answer are going to be 16.